a massive row over the new rule book on ban on protests at Parliament. A new document dated 2014 also shows that a similar notice was passed in 2014 in Rajya Sabha and even way back in 2009. So what really is this uproar about? Yesterday also something similar happened when this list of words that are now being considered unparliamentary. We heard from the Speaker himself, Om Birla, that this is not a new practice. This happens actually every single year. The context of the usage is very, very important, and not just in India. You see this happening globally and in Commonwealth countries as well. Pallavi Ghosh is now back with us. Pallavi, as I said, something similar happened yesterday. There was uproar all day as far as these banned or expunged words are concerned. And then there was a clarification by the government, and we heard from the Speaker as well, that this is not happening for the first time. Today also, I believe, as far as dharnas and strikes are concerned, this is not new.
Yes, and in fact, it all began with a tweet from Jairam Ramesh in the morning, and when he said that once again an attempt is being made by the central government to muzzle the voice of the opposition parties. But as evidence is being put up, and if you look at those documents which come out from Lok Sabha, bulletins from Rajya Sabha, the one we've just put out is also from 2014 when the UPA was in power. And the point which is being made by way of government sources, Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha Secretariat, is that these kind of notifications are repeatedly issued, and this has happened ever since independence. Parliament is a high security zone. There is a platform in which the members can express their dissent. That cannot be done by way of holding dharnas and demonstrations inside the premises of Parliament. And when I asked them this question, but this is something which the members still keep on doing, so I was told that, this is actually a violation of the norms, and it's up to the conscience of the members to understand whether they really should be doing so, or whether they should actually move a motion to tweak the rule book. But I don't know what the opposition's reaction to this will be, to these clarifications. I mean, the one which came from the Speaker yesterday were, of course, outrightly rejected by them.
Pallavi, I'll just request you to stay on with us from the BJP. We have Shehzad Poonawalla also now joining us on the broadcast. Shehzad, good to have you on the broadcast with us. While I know the BJP is quoting letters from way back in 2009 and 2014, essentially the Congress is saying this today, that how can you live in a democracy with such rules? This goes against the ethos of what a democracy represents. Also hitting out at the Prime Minister, saying that all the words, expressions, etc. that have been banned are actually the ones that were used to criticize the government.
Ridhima, it's become a fact-free allegation a day. I mean, yesterday they projected what was a compilation of expunged words as a word ban list. And today, just before the Parliament session is about to begin, they come up with a routine security-related notice which is issued in every session of Parliament. I myself got the privilege to serve the office of Parliament for some time as an officer. I know this for a fact that right from the UPA days and even before, this routine notice is issued that this is the security protocol that needs to be followed. That is being projected as if it has been done today under a dictatorial mindset. There has to be a limit. This shows that there is such a bankruptcy of ideas to bring to Parliament by the opposition that they will manufacture facts, peddle lies, and push half-truths in order to try and sabotage and take hostage Parliament's functioning. I think that is the ultimate agenda. They don't want a real debate, and therefore they are bringing out false flag operations. They're trying to create strawmen when no exist, and now they're trying to use these issues. If this is such a dictatorial move, pray before 2014 when this was issued before every Parliament session, was it dictatorial back then? मतलब आप करो तो चमत्कार, दूसरे करे तो गुनहगार. I mean, there has to be some level of discourse that we resort to when we're talking about Parliament, and I'm shocked that Jairam Ramesh ji, a seasoned politician and a seasoned parliamentarian, he knows that these are issued before every session. He's saying this. I can understand Mahua Mitra. She's made comments about Ma Kali and others which she doesn't want to answer about and wants to deviate. But Jairam Ramesh ji certainly carries more gravitas and maturity than Rahul Gandhi and Mahua Mitra. So, please see my Twitter handle. I've put out the notices that are issued just before every session. It's a routine practice, but then it's routine for the Congress to spread lies. They've spread it about vaccines, they've spread it about surgical strike, Balakot airstrike. They want to spread lies about everything, and this is yet another instance of that.
Shehzad, I quickly also want to understand whether it was the list of the expunged words, or even today, yesterday we heard from the likes of, Derek O'Brien and others in the opposition that the government can go forward and give us a list like this, but we'll still go forward and use those terminology because it's our right as far as the opposition is concerned. So what really is now needed to make this entire Parliament session more saner?
is that the opposition does its task of holding the government accountable rather than create issues where none exist. They need to come and talk to us and talk in Parliament about raising public issues, the issues that concern them, and whatever those issues may be. Why don't they come and discuss COVID anymore? Why don't they come and discuss vaccines anymore? Because they know that they have been silenced not just at the elections, but even by the people with the response that they've got.
Okay.
And therefore now they have no real issues. Therefore they are resorting to fake issues.
Okay.
Please
Shehzad,
check
I'll
my
just
Twitter
request.
handle and
Okay,
see the
Shehzad, I'll
document.
just request you to stay on with us. I want to take in a quick reaction from the Congress and the NCP as well. We have Majid Menon of the NCP and Nasir Hussain of the Congress. Mr. Hussain, let me take the first question to you. Essentially, the BJP is now putting out notices which date back to 2009 and others as well. It is a routine practice. So what is the argument here?
So I think we need to understand that this government is so scared about any kind of criticism. They are so scared about any kind of analysis that happens in the Parliament which goes against them.
No, all that is fine, and it is your right to raise your voice as far as the floor of the House is concerned. But I'm just asking, yes, I'm asking you a specified question. Just as far as the circular is concerned,
I'm answering you, ma'am.
You
cannot. I'm answering you. I'm answering your question.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
You should understand that there was a gag order yesterday, day before yesterday, that these words cannot be used. Those words were being continuously used by the BJP themselves when they were there.
Sir, again, I'll have to interrupt
opposition.
you there because there was a clarification by the Speaker himself that there is a difference between expunged
I know,
and
ma'am.
banned.
I know.
And the context of the usage of the words is important.
Are you speaking for the government or are you asking questions?
Okay. So it's fair to indulge in name calling, but I want to quickly get in a reaction from Majid as well. Majid, the same question to you. This is a circular that was put out in the previous years as well. So why the uproar today?
See, if the government is bringing out something which was already in existence, then it is ridiculous. See, one doesn't understand. Now, has the previous order which was issued been revoked so that it had needed a renewed order? This is one argument. Second argument is that whenever such decisions or orders are to be passed or decisions to be taken about certain prohibition to the conduct with regard to discipline or dignity, etc., you can't do it unilaterally as the ruling party. You have to take opposition, discuss with them, take them also in confidence, and decide together and then make a declaration.
So essentially the opposition is saying that there should have been a discussion with the opposition as well before such circulars or decisions were taken. We'll keep tracking all these developments. It's a wrap from my side. My colleague Akanksha takes the news forward.